they'll say solve negative x squared minus 2x plus 8 needs to be greater than 0. Oh, Chris, wait a minute. Now it's a little different. They didn't give us part A. They jumped to one of the parts B or C like we saw in the last one immediately. Yeah, they did. But it's okay. We got this. Let me show you the steps. The steps that we wrote down were somewhat like this. Step number 1, get everything on one side of the inequality. We already got it. Negative x squared minus 2x plus 8, and there's a 0 on the right side. That's the key. Step 2, change the inequality to an equality. Negative x squared minus 2x plus 8 is equal to 0. Step 3, solve that. Now, you're allowed to solve this in one of two ways. You can solve it as factoring, maybe, or you could solve it potentially as a quadratic formula. It's up to you. I think if I were going to solve this, let's see, two numbers that multiply to get us 8 and add together to give us 2. I would probably try to factor it. Here's where I would go with this. I would start with negative x squared minus 2x plus 8 equals 0. And again, if you had to label this and name it as a step, our step is solve. You're allowed to negate everything. Here's what it does. You'll notice the pattern. You can multiply everything on the left side by a negative sign. And the reason I want to do it is because I don't like negatives in the front. They confuse me. So I'm going to negate it. And what the negation is going to do is it's going to get distributed and replace every one of the symbols that's here. So it'll turn that negative into positive. It'll turn this negative positive. And it's going to change this positive into negative. But if you do that on this side, you also have to do it on the right-hand side of the equal sign. Well, if you negate 0, does it make it negative or positive? Negating 0 keeps it as 0. So it's immaterial. So this is a trick to get rid of the negative. If you wanted to label it, what are we calling it? Multiply by, it's called a -1 on each side. What does it really do? All it does is it flips the signs. So once you catch on to the pattern, you can just flip the signs. You don't need to write it out formally. And you know that the flip signs are going to look like positive x squared, positive 2x, a -8, and the 0 stays the same. So that's the technique being used, but the result is that the symbols get flipped, or the signs get flipped. Okay. Ooh, factor. Let's see. Factor, factor, factor. If this factors nicely, 0's still over there. So factor this out. Factoring it, we have x's in the front. We need to get 8 in the end. The two numbers that'll work, 4 and 2, we said are great candidates. To make it negative, one is going to be a positive and the other is negative. But the question is the 4 positive and the 2 is negative? Or is the 4 negative and the 2 is positive? Answer. In the middle here, we need a positive 2. The bigger number has to be positive. So we should get +4s and -2s. And again, to double check your work, if you're not sure, go ahead and try to link these together. And link these together. That'll give you the middle term. 4x's minus 2x's gives us positive 2x's. That should give us the middle. and then the end terms give us -8. The beginning terms will give us x squared. So that's an easy way to check the factoring process. All right, so from here, we set each thing that's in parentheses equal to 0. That would make the statement work. X is equal to -4 or x is equal to +2. Now, these aren't the answers to this problem. Actually, these are going to be what we put in our sketch that we've been using with a green color. Why, Chris? Let's go and sketch the graph. So we've got our solutions, and we said now that we've got the solutions in step 3, step number 4, we need to sketch what's going on. Careful what you're sketching. You're sketching what you had in step number 2. So the sketch for step number 2 would look like this. It was negative, so it's frowning. Sadness. What part was negative? This one right here. The negative in front of x squared makes it frown. Where is the x-axis going to hit it? The x-axis will hit it at these green values. So it hits in 2 spots, so it needs to touch it twice. We'll put tick marks. Careful, which one is which? -4 should be over to the left. +2 should be to the right. All right, we're almost done. Almost there. Last thing here, step 5. We need to use the graph in step 4 to figure out what step 1's solution would be. So consider step number 1's inequality. -x² minus 2x plus 8 needs to be bigger than 0, and then go look at the sketch that we did in step 4. Okay, so let's see. There's step 4's sketch. What are we trying to find? That function, the frown, needs to be bigger than 0. Where are the heights positive? Well, it looks like the positive heights are right here. Those are positive. That's it. But the answer to this is not those heights. The answer is the x values that generate the heights. So take the positive heights, collapse it down onto the x-axis. What is it going to create? This zone right here. There's our zone. There's the zone. So you can tell now the solution to our problem is any x in here generates the positive heights of that function, makes them higher than 0. Those are x values starting at -4 and going up to 2. And of course, you guys are pros at this. Parentheses or square brackets, you know where it's going. Right here, it's strictly greater. It can't be equal to 0. So, parentheses. Yeah, you know it's coming. That's it. Yeah, nice job. Nice job, guys. That is the solution to this particular problem. So, this is probably as far as we should go today. This gives you a great idea on how to use the steps we listed and what you're looking for. What we're going to do next time, when we come back next time, we're going to get into a few more of these that get a little trickier, and I'll show you how to even work inequalities like this on the calculator. So the calculator can actually generate the solutions like the one we just got to check your work. So next time around, I'll do that for you, and then we'll hop into the next section, which is a little unrelated. All right, yeah, any questions or thoughts on homework or anything else that's going on? All right, you guys are doing great. You guys are doing a great job. Keep up the good work. You guys have a great weekend, and we will pick up next time in 3.4 and then jump to 3.5. Thank you, guys. Thank you. You guys have a great day as well. Take care. Bye-bye.